Enemies across the Zelda series can make or break parts of the game. The wide variety of threats across all of the games is sensational, if you ask me. From the easier to defeat minnows of the pack like Choo-Choos and Tektites, to the more battle-ready troopers like Bokoblins, stall enemies, and so on, to the titans of these armies such as Darknuts, Lynels, and Stalfos. But within these legions of enemies, there is one who stands out from the crowd. King Bulblin. The leader of the Bulblin army in Twilight Princess is an absolute unit. Unlike other enemies, this tank has a story to it, and not just a little side quest. Oh no. The story of King Bulblin begins at the very beginning of the game and ends right before the final battle against Ganondorf, but yet, this story falls under the radar beneath the storylines of fellow enemies Zant and of course Ganondorf. So today, I will be telling you the unbelievably crazy story behind King Bulblin in The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Be sure to go and grab yourself a snack or drink and send them in to get featured right here. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, it really helps the channel out, and let's get into this one. Our introduction to King Bulblin comes very early in the game. Early as in right after the introduction, and exploring the opening settlement. After meeting up with HYLIA to check on Epona, King Bulblin and his band of raiders crash into town, smashing the gate open without hassle and going straight for the village children, bonking Link on the head in the process. When he recovers, it is too late. King Bulblin and his gang are away with the village children and off to who knows where. After this explosive opening to the game, Link goes on to turn into a wolf, ventures Hyrule Castle cloaked in Twilight, explores the forest temple and slays the boss, and then he can make moves towards his next meeting with the king. A little later on, after clearing Kakariko Village and the Elden region as a whole from Twilight, Link learns that the children of Ordon Village ended up here, and are now safe. Well, that is until King Bulblin returns and kidnaps one of the children from their newfound refuge, Colin. Holding the helpless youth high as a sort of trophy to the terrified villagers, the nasty king isn't done yet, as he and his crew head for the Elden section of Hyrule Field. But on hot pursuit is Link. Riding as fast as he can with Epona, he chases down the Bulblin crew to try and rescue his fellow hometown villager. Link and King Bulblin then battle it out at the field. In order to best the beast in this first clash of the blades, Link must repeatedly slash King Bulblin in order to break down his armour. This all whilst fending off the minions of the king trying to pester Link. This first battle is a great taste of what's to come between these two, but it gets better, as there is a second phase. After Link deals enough damage to the king's armour, he'll retreat to the Bridge of Elden, and in a closed off joust, Link and King Bulblin will charge at each other, trying to knock the other off the bridge. For your first taste of this, it is an extremely intense battle, but an epic one. Ultimately, Link triumphs and sends King Bulblin flying off the bridge, leaving his steed and Colin for Link to recover. Now, you'd think that this is the end of the king's story, but oh no. It is just getting started. Link obviously brings Colin back to the others and continues his quest alongside Midna, and that's it for now. Following some more of Link's quest, completing the Gora Mines, recovering another region of Hyrule, and so on, Link's new task at hand is to assist Telma in bringing Prince Rallis to Kakariko Village. The Zora Prince isn't well, and is in urgent need of help out in Kakariko, but guess who shows up? That's right. King Bulblin, this time blocking the Great HYLIA Bridge. Before the unwell prince and his ride can get through, Link must take on the brute of a beast once more, but this time best the beast with ease, as all it takes is the strike of an arrow to off-center the king and topple him off the bridge, falling down to the depths of Lake HYLIA. Now, a cool detail to notice is that from the first fight, Link actually broke one of the king's horns. Keep this in mind, as it has a little bit of meaning as the storyline progresses. Following this, Link's next meeting with the king is a while away, as the hero has some other stuff to do, such as obtaining the Master Sword and saving Midna. Their next meeting comes when Link sets out to the Gerudo Desert to venture to the Arbiter's grounds. In order to enter this next dungeon, Link must first traverse the unique plains of the Gerudo Desert, and then directly before reaching the dungeon, must get through a Bulblin camp. As he looks for a way to enter, he spots a beast of a steed to charge down the barriers and enter the dungeon. But as he enters a little stable, the gate behind him locks shut. Link approaches the animal half cloaked in the shadows, and out of nowhere, none other than King Bulblin emerges from the shadows with a massive warhammer-like weapon in hand, and smacks his steed down, taking Link down in his follow-up. This is where the first weapon-on-weapon battle will take place. Boy versus Beast, good versus bad, light versus Twilight, Link versus King Bulblin. the battle is on. Now notice, in this meeting, King Boblin now has 2 snapped horns. Each of those past battles broke a horn from the king. Keep this in mind, it will be brought back up. This battle is a true test of their skills, but ultimately Link triumphs once again by smashing the Warhammer out of the beast's hands and scaring him away. In a cowardly attempt to flee, King Boblin lights the stable ablaze to try and burn or smoke Link out. And in a quick piece of thinking, the hero grabs the beast's ride and storms out of there just in time, and further powers on to the Arbiter's grounds. But the king escapes. And there is still one more meeting between these two to come, and it happens at Hyrule Castle. As Link traverses the outer rims of Hyrule Castle prior to the showdown with Ganondorf, he faces another final showdown, King Boblin. After the multiple battles between the two, the comebacks of the king, the attempts from Link to put a stop to the king's havoc, in the courtyard of Hyrule Castle, Link is suddenly trapped into a small area, and from the bridge above, drops King Boblin. 2 snapped horns, beaten and bruised from their past encounters, but out for blood. The king says to Link, "I'm here to play." A no-nonsense line, but with the intent to end Link with ease. The two have a grueling battle, trading hits back and forth until finally, after 3 battles, this 4th and final encounter comes to an end as Link deals enough strikes to the king to force him to submit in battle. Simply recovering from a blow with a smile and handing Link a key, saying, "Enough." The king ends this battle by giving in. He then explains to Link that he simply follows the strongest side. That's all he's ever known. This means he only went against Link in battle as he was following Ganondorf, someone that he saw as stronger at the time. That explains all the evil behaviours of him and his gang, but once Link fully proves himself as the strongest in the eyes of the king, he stands down and essentially teams with Link as he hands him the key and just wanders off. And in surprising fashion, that is the end of this tale. Throughout 4 battles, you'd think that this side story would end with Link slaying the beast and getting revenge for all of the trouble he caused. I mean, he literally raided Link's home village, kidnapped multiple children, kidnapped one again, tried to kill Link on multiple occasions, and was just outright malicious towards him. But it ends with the brute falling in defeat, but not in the form of death, rather standing down. This storyline is my absolute favourite side story in the Zelda series. It could have easily ended after that first battle and rescued Colin, but no. This story spans across the entire game, literally from the very beginning to the very end. I really wanted to bring some light to this tale as it's not the most well known to all Zelda fans. I mean, if you already knew it, then I hope you enjoyed my telling of it. If this is news to you, then I really hope you enjoyed learning the tale of the Zelda enemy with an unbelievable story. Thanks a ton for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing for more fabulous Zelda content. As always, a huge special thank you goes out to all of my supporters across Patreon and YouTube. If you'd like to join them and get yourself a shout out upon joining and your name at the end of every video, then consider supporting. Again, thanks for watching, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.